Now that you've got it all set up and you've got water in the water bottle, you're ready to go. Turn the power button on. As soon as you turn that on, you'll hear a vibrating sound. Now that's normal. What that is the pump taking the water from the water bottle and putting it into the boiler, because this is what they call a continuous refill machine. You may have an old Laurastar where you put the water directly into the boiler. The water goes into the boiler and it fills it up, and it'll stop vibrating when it's taken enough water. So probably about 3/4 of that tank will go down. That'll continue to flash for 3 minutes until it's ready. Now when you get to a point where it's run out of water, you just need to top it up. You can just pop open the lid and top it up with just some tap water. Okay, so that pumping sound is normal, and you will hear that as you're ironing. As you're using the steam, it needs more water. It'll make this vibrating sound, zzz, zzz, and take water into the boiler. It won't be continuous like it is now. It's continuous now because the boiler is empty. Okay, and that'll stop, and then it will go on and off as it needs water. So once it's ready, that light will stop flashing, will go solid white, and you're ready to go. Now, after 3 minutes, the white flashing light is now no longer flashing, it's gone solid, so it's ready to use. So first thing you do is pick up the iron and give it a burst of steam, and look at that Laurastar steam pressure. Now you can press either button. You can press the right side, you can press the left side, not together. You don't need to press the two together, all right? I'm going to go through and explain how to use the Laurastar, but let me show you a couple of things on the control panel here. So as soon as you press the button, notice what happens to the light. It starts flashing again, because that means it's just rebuilding. You only have to wait for it the first time, not every time it flashes, okay? First time, solid, means ready to go. Now the other thing I want to show you here is what these control lights mean. This means you've run out of water. This means it's time to change your filter. So for example, let's say you take the water bottle out. The machine tells you no water, okay? I need to top it up. Now you don't necessarily have to take the water bottle out to fill it up. You can just use an ordinary bottle and just fill it up with water, okay? So that means no water. This one here means your filter needs changing. Now the filter needs changing approximately every 30 to 40 hours of use, which is roughly 30 to 40 litres, okay? When that light comes on, it's time to change the filter and then replace and then reset. To reset the filter light, all you need to do is change the filter first and then press and hold the button for 10 seconds continuously, and that'll turn the light off. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to use the Laurastar Lift properly. Now you hear the pumping sound. As I'm using it, or as I'm moving it, the little float in the tank makes the water come in and makes that vibrating sound. Now, the settings on the iron. There's no settings to play with over here. The settings on the iron, come in a bit closer and I'll show you. Even though you've got a temperature dial, you've got your 2 dots, you've got your 3 dots, you really never need to change it. Okay, the Laurastar Lift range still has a temperature dial. The Lift Extra range doesn't have a temperature dial. I'm going to show you them in another video. Okay, so now that you've got your iron ready, you've got your high pressure steam, you're ready to iron all your different garments. Now, the best way to use the Laurastar Lift is on a Laurastar ironing board. This is called the Plus board. Okay, the Plus board is the perfect ironing surface for all your garments. Okay, it's got an 8mm thick cotton foam cover, it's got a mesh base, it's also got a retractable iron rest. That slightly goes in when you want to put it away, pull it out, and that sits on top of there safely. You can always put it on the ground if you don't have one of our boards, so it can sit on the ground, and you can put the silica mat on the board there, and that'll work okay. But also we've got a new feature called the, let me just move this out of the way, called the lift cart, the steam cart. So if you want to steam, if you do a lot of vertical steaming, sit your lift down there, and then you can use you can put the garments up here, and you can steam them vertically while you're on the cart. Okay, this is also, these accessories are all on our website, optional extras. Your Plus board, you've got your lift cart. Have a look. We've always got promotions going at different times of the month, so have a look at that, and you can see if you want to get yourself one of those. Plus board and a lift cart. Now I'm going to put this back on the board, and we're going to show you how to iron a couple of garments in a couple of seconds. Everyone likes to do vertical ironing these days. Can we see all the creases in there? Have a look at that. Now I'm just going to do half, just to show you how effective it is. I'm going to steam half that jacket, just touching the garment. Have a look at that. Can you see that? Does the camera show that really well? Perfect. So if you want to remove creases on a light garment, such as a suit jacket or suit trousers, you can do your vertical steaming because you've got 50 psi of double heated constant steam pressure. So the steam pressure doesn't change from start to finish. As long as you've got water in the tank, you're going to have steam here. So you can iron all day if you like. You know, I'm sure you can find other things to do, but if you want to, you can, okay? So you can do your vertical steaming, and then you can do your horizontal steaming. All right, so when you purchase a Lift Extra, the ironing doesn't change. You iron the same way you like. You've just got a much better tool to do the job, all right? So lay the garment on the board. The correct way to iron with Laurastar is up with steam, back dry, okay? So the reason why we do that is the steam relaxes the fibre and the hot iron sets the material, okay? So you don't steam everywhere like that, because what that will do will get rid of the creases, but it will leave the garment wet, and therefore the creases will come back when it dries. So the correct way, just up with steam, back dry. Up with steam, back dry, okay? That's all you need to do with the Laurastar Lift. The steam is double heated steam, so you won't get the moisture. Up with steam, back dry, and you're set. Now, what about when you do delicates? We're going to show you that, how you use it with a Teflon shoe. Now, doing your delicates, normally with a common iron, you would turn the temperature down, you would wait for the temperature to readjust. With a Laurastar, you don't need to do that. All Laurastars come with a Teflon coated sole plate, which you attach and detach as required. So as you can see, it's all Teflon and it won't stick to anything. Attach it by sticking the nose in, pushing the back down until you hear a click. And if you could hear that, I'll just do that again. So lift it out, put the nose in first, and slowly push that down, and you hear a little click. When it's clicked, it's in place and it's ready to go. By the way, this is your silicone mat. So this sits here when you're finished using it. You can use this anywhere on the board. So if you're working up this end and you don't want to keep going back over here, just move the silicone mat to where you want it. Okay, that won't burn. It can handle up to 300 degrees. Now, your delicates. How about something like that? I think everyone's got one of these at home, a printed t-shirt of some sort with a transfer. You either turn them inside out or you don't iron them at all. Have a look at that. I'm just leaving that there. The iron is on. Now, as soon as you put the Teflon shoe on, we reduce the temperature from around 200 degrees to about 100 degrees. But the beauty of it, you still have the same steam pressure. See the holes? So the holes are lined up with the holes in the Teflon shoe, so you get the same steam pressure, but at a lower temperature. Normally when you lower the temperature on any iron, it will spit water. So don't lower the temperature, you don't need to. That's there for really limited commercial circumstances, so you don't really need to play with the temperature. So as I iron this, come in a bit closer so you can see, I'm just using a little bit of steam, but it's not sticking. Okay, I can leave that there as long as I like and it won't stick. Okay, so when you're not sure about the garment, nylons, polyester, synthetic, anything that can't handle the heat, put the Teflon shoe on. If in doubt, put the Teflon shoe on, okay? But don't use it for cotton, linen, denim. Take it off because you need the heat, all right? So that explains hopefully that explains how the lift works, how to use it correctly on your garments, up with steam, back dry, and you'll be a pro in no time.